This is Animus, and I'm Martin Muff, and today I am joined by the illustrious and the amazing Wayne Davies. How you doing, Wayne?
Greetings, assassins. Thank you for having me back after. Merry Christmas and season's greetings to all.
Oh yeah, happy holidays to you too. It's great to have you back on, Wayne.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me.
Today on Animus Island, we are actually recording on a Wednesday. It is a first for AI because that's just how the holidays are. Usually it's such a mess that the best time this week was a Wednesday, so that just shows how dedicated we are to getting out weekly content to you guys, the listeners. Now, Wayne, I thought we could jump right into the news. Yesterday, Syndicate was patched with patch 1.3, and PC got that patch, which also added support for Jack the Ripper. It's great to see. I'm not sure, I think this is the first time that a DLC has been delayed for PC alongside the game itself, because the game itself has been delayed very often for PC, but have you heard of the DLC being delayed for PC before?
Not as far as AC goes, no, not one springs to mind. I think it was inevitably tied to Unity a little bit, making sure the PC version was really top notch and you could really push the graphics and make sure everything was working properly. But I haven't heard a DLC being delayed, whether it be Freedom Cry or the Tyranny of King Washington. So that's news to me, but I'm glad they did it. As far as I'm aware, it's running pretty well and it looks pretty. I haven't played Syndicate on PC, but if the delay's been reap the benefits towards the players, then great. I hope they do it more often if that be the case.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I haven't heard much about it personally. I haven't been checking it out to see what PC players are thinking, but I haven't heard anything negative, so it must be a good sign, I think.
That's a bonus. That's a win-win on any day.
Yeah, definitely. And then consoles, of course, also got the 1.3 patch, which fixed a variety of smaller bugs and issues. Probably, I haven't checked the full patch notes, but probably that carriage lagging glitch, which has plagued PS4 in particular, has been fixed, I hope, at least, because it was really annoying. Where, like, if you were driving a carriage, it would always just, like, freeze and lag behind, and it was just nearly impossible to actually drive any carriages anywhere meaningful.
Yeah, I mentioned that in my review when the game launched. It was just like there was just something about the carriage which just seemed a bit clunky. You know, it's like there would be a bit of latency as the car makes a sharp turn, and you'd be randomly thrown off by some piece of building, like an overhanging canopy or something or other. And there's actually a clip of that in the video review that I did, and yeah, I think that it was the gameplay itself was too fast, and I think the way it was optimized, it struggled with it. So there was a bit of lag and jitteriness at quite a few points in the original game. But if it's been patched and it's a lot more smoother, that's great. I'll have to check that out because I played Jack the Ripper. Noticed quite a few bugs in the Jack the Ripper DLC. Only minor bugs, but I've taken a bit of a break from completely 100% in Ripper while Christmas and holidays and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Also, yesterday as of recording, another official teaser was released for the Assassin's Creed movie. This time, Alan Ricken's business card, which had a few secrets on it, which are very fun, and it also came with a very nice reveal. Wayne, could you tell us a bit about what that reveal was and what was all going on with that?
Oh, God, but ladies and gentlemen, assassins, young and old, prepare for a year of complete and total viral marketing trollage, because the way they kicked off the viral marketing campaign for the movie was really, really good. And home run, to be fair, whoever thought of that. And the idea was that the Assassin's Creed movie Twitter account posted a picture of Alan Ricken's business card, Alan Ricken, aka the CEO, chairman of Abstergo, and there was an email on it, there was a phone number on it, there was a website on it, and all these pieces of details were active. So if you called the number, you'd get a voicemail from Alan Ricken by Jeremy Irons. And then if you sent an email, you would get a reply back with details of saying Alan Rickens is away till the mid to late March. I think it was like the 25th of March or something or other.
Yeah.
And then the website was a bit bare, but you had all these locations around the world, which I believe, if memory serves, were where they're shooting the movie. I think. Don't quote me on that. But the email was great, and the idea of the 25th of March or mid March, so has got fans interested, thinking, oh, is that when we're going to get the official reveal, like the big teaser trailer to actually get to see the movie? And there's been a lot of fun speculation on Twitter over the last few days because of this, and if they can keep the momentum with the viral marketing as good as they kicked it off, it's going to be a beautiful year of trolling, theorizing, and having fun with the AC movie. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I definitely liked how they did this. It definitely gives me some hope for how they're going to handle it in the future as well as some of these small teasers. This is, I think, one of the first official images actually being released by the official Twitter. Like, we've had Azaziah Aymar has released pictures of Fassbender and things like that before, but this is the first one that's like actual official released by the official Twitter account.
Yeah, this is the beginning of like the marketing run, the viral marketing run. We've got like little behind the scenes photographs, and obviously we had the initial Michael Fassbender Yahoo article showing Fassbender in costume. But as far as marketing the actual film and getting fans excited, like this is the start of it going forward into 2016.
And just getting the confirmation that Jeremy Irons is playing Rickon is amazing. I'm a big fan of Jeremy Irons, and the interesting thing about the March 25th date as well is that that's when Batman vs Superman is released, and Jeremy Irons is in that as well, which is
I didn't even consider that. So the possibility we might even get the teaser trailer shown in cinemas when Batman v Superman comes out, possibly.
Oh man, yeah, that'd be so sick.
That'll be a nice surprise when I go and watch it on day one. It'll be like, oh my god, Assassin's Creed, and then I just go, right, excuse me, just gonna go and have a moment, and I'll be back to watch Batman v Superman.
Yeah, so that's what they could mean when they say like he's out of office. He could be because he's Alfred in Batman vs Superman. They could mean that he's like working on that other movie. This is a bit meta, but he's working on the other movie, and as soon as the movie is out, then he's free to focus all of his marketing prowess on the Assassin's Creed movie. That might be thinking into it a bit deeply, but it's a fun coincidence, at least, that they lined up like that.
Yeah. The idea of like they're bringing in Jeremy Irons' schedule into it, and if that's deliberate, it's a nice little thing for fans of Jeremy Irons to mess about with. Because again, Batman v Superman, probably one of the biggest movies of next year, and that's a God, who's publishing that? Is it Warner Brothers?
I think it would have to be, wouldn't it? Because they've got all the DC ties.
Yeah, that's it, and AC's been done through Fox. So I thought there might have been like a bit of twin marketing there, but if they're being published by different studios and released by different studios, that might not happen. But I do like the idea of the release date and like the teaser with Batman v Superman, and it might even just be a nice little hint of like, okay, this is when we're shooting to. That might be near the end of the shooting day, or when Jeremy Irons actually finishes shooting on the film. I mean, we just don't know. Like, we've seen a few pictures of Jeremy Irons and some of the other cast on set, and they look like they've got a significant role in this. So they're not just like little tiny side characters. A lot of them have a lot of moments on screen and are intricate parts of the story. So he might be involved on the project till that time as well. But we'll see, because Batman v Superman's officially finished filming, I believe. And right now Irons is on, I think he's doing some plays and stuff, but he's mainly on the AC movie. So that might be the end shoot date, or I can guarantee the trailer will be released on that day. It's an ideal time. It's just before the summer blockbusters, and it's around E3 as well, that time of year, so they can show the AC movie and then show the next game, and consecutively, like over that month period or so, and you can definitely get the momentum going into summer and having both the game and the film being released in fall.
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting. Last time you were on, Wayne, we talked quite extensively about the movie, and last time you were on, the Yahoo image of Michael Fassbender in costume had just been released. Have your thoughts on the potential for the movie changed at all since then? Have you, given all the new kind of behind-the-scenes photos we've seen of the different settings and the filming in Malta and Spain and London, have your thoughts changed too massively, or are you still like cautiously optimistic?
I think as we get closer and closer, and like you get a few of those images, those like fan photos, and that have been taken of the set and stuff, that there is a bit of a swaying. Yeah, this looks good. This looks fun. You know, you can definitely see the scope and scale of what they're trying to achieve with some of those shots, like with some of those pictures that have been taken. So you can see, oh, if this is the size of one particular set, you can definitely see the scale of the potential scale of the AC movie. Although that being said, I love the enthusiasm of the community and the AC fan base, but how many there was so many pictures and so many bits and pieces have been released, and I'm at this point I'm trying to avoid it.
Yeah,
Where it was like when I saw the clip or the video of them rehearsing or what they assumed would be a leap of faith, like when he jumped off the edge of the building, and I thought that looks cool, but I don't want to see that. I don't want to see behind the scenes stuff. All that too much. A couple of stills, fair enough, but big video sequences, and I don't want to see every location before the film comes out. So at this point, I'm trying to avoid that kind of stuff and just wait for the trailer. But it's definitely changed my opinion of the movie a little bit. I'm still a bit trepidatious, but you can definitely get the production value and the idea of how big they want this film to be. From some of those images, and yeah, the excitement is slowly ramping up.
Now, finally, in our last piece of news this week, a new Syndicate in-game event is on now, in which you get bonus cash for carriage hijacks across all boroughs. So go have a ton of fun with that, Assassins. Now, Wayne, I think we talk a little bit more about some stuff that you've been doing recently, but before we get on to that, I was just wondering what you thought of Syndicate. Before, when you were on last week, you talked a bit about what we were thinking and hoping for Syndicate, but now that it's actually out, what did you end up thinking? Before you say anything, everyone can definitely go check out Wayne's review of Syndicate for themselves on his channel, Wayne Davies 89.
Okay, Syndicate, absolutely loved it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was in really good taste. The humor was spot on. Jacob and Evie are probably two of my all-time favorite AC characters now. Just the two of them together, the way they interact is just pure comedy gold. And like, I didn't think an Assassin's Creed game could be that funny. But some of those jokes and some of the stuff that is said in between those two is just pure golden writing. You know, oh, what's this greedy assassin Christmas? Oh my God, I was just laughing. Could not stop laughing. I was just waiting for some scenes with those two characters. But the overall game, I really enjoyed it, apart from like the carriage stuff, which I thought was a bit clunky. And in my review, I summed up Assassin's Creed Syndicate as such. It might not be the overall best Assassin's Creed game ever made, but it's full of all the best things that made the franchise so lovable and enjoyable in the first place. It's got a great story, it's got great protagonists and antagonists, it's got a great setting, it's got some fun new mechanics for you to mess around with. I don't think it has the wow factor, if I could call it that,
Yeah.
like something like the naval mechanics system in AC4. That's something that just screams, oh my God, this is absolutely awesome. I just love this, you know, that little spark of wow that the naval combat in AC4 had. But I really enjoyed Syndicate, and I'm still playing it. I'm still going back in and doing those events, even though I've got more cash and nothing to spend it on in the game. But they're still fun to do, and I really do enjoy Syndicate, and the recent release of Jack the Ripper has definitely brought an extra layer of love and intrigue to the game overall. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
So what did you think of Jack the Ripper then?
To be honest, the second I put it in and it started up, I thought, ooh, like, are we going into spoiler territory here? Like, are we allowed to talk about some of the details now?
Given how short Jack the Ripper is, I think that we can. So, if you haven't finished Jack the Ripper yourself, you should definitely stop listening and definitely go finish that right now. Go ahead,
I
Wayne.
won't spoil like some of the. I'll try not to spoil some of the intricate details of the story if we get to that. But the opening where you switch between Jacob and Jack the Ripper is brilliantly designed, and I thought the Ubisoft might have got a bit of flack for it, a bit of controversy. The idea, like, oh my god, you're playing as Jack the Ripper, and it holds no punches in kill him. Like you see all the scribbled text like just thrown at the screen at you. And I thought they might have got a bit of flack for it because some people might consider it in bad taste. You know, the idea that you're playing as Jack the Ripper, but I thought it was really good, and the way they twisted like the legend of Jack the Ripper to tie it into the Assassin Order, very similar to Shay in that regard. I feel and think it softens the blow to the point where Jack is kind of beyond the legend, and this interpretation of Jack the Ripper within the Assassin's Creed universe is probably nothing like how it could have been in real life. And even though there might be a bit of controversy, I think it was still in good taste, in my opinion, and it was a lot of fun. And switching to Jack was probably some of those oh my god interesting moments where you have the sandbox mission as Jack the Ripper. I thought was really, really well done. And yeah, I loved it. I really enjoyed the story. I wish there was more of it, to be honest with you. I wish they could have done a bit more with it. And to the point where I hoped playing it, they could have potentially done a Tyranny of King Washington style trilogy with it, or do a two-parter DLC so they can really get to grips with this relationship with Jack the Ripper, with the assassins. Jacob obviously has a big link to Jack the Ripper, which I don't think is explored as much as it could have been.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Like, he was revealed so quick. I was expecting like a Scooby-Doo style reveal at the very end, not, oh, it's this guy in the second mission, I think it was.
Yeah, because like it was that the conversation when Jack kind of goes after Jacob, and then Jack says, you know who I am, but you can't say anything out of fear of tarnishing and revealing the assassin order. And it's like, well, immediately you know, oh Christ, that this guy's an assassin, or was trained as an assassin, and something inside him snapped and he went rogue.
That was like the first mission, but I'm meaning more like when Evie first starts to investigate and she finds that one picture in Jacob's safe house. Do you remember that?
Yeah. You see the hint of like, oh, is that little Jack the Ripper in India? Yeah.
And then it was like, okay. Then I was expecting them to subvert our expectations and make it so it's someone completely different or some relative of his or something, and they really didn't really explore that at all, which was very disappointing. But other than that, the gameplay itself in Jake the Ripper I actually really enjoyed. It seems like with most of these kinds of style DLCs, the gameplay is always really solid. All the additions in that regard are great, but the story can be quite shaky because it's given less a priority. They're like in Dead Kings, Jeffrey Harlem only had 12 pages of script to work with, which is crazy small. So we can't really expect a masterpiece out of these small DLCs in terms of story.
Yeah, I completely agree. But considering like when you think, okay, Jack the Ripper, when they sat down to write this and think of concepts, all they had was like 2 or 3 lines. Okay, we've got this individual. His name's Jack the Ripper. He's synonymous around the world for killing, 5 prostitutes, potentially even more. We don't know, and that's pretty much it. That like there's a lot of playability and ground to work with and different things you can try. And as far as gameplay goes, yeah, I really do like what they do with the DLCs, and I really do like they go out of the way to try new mechanics. With each new DLC, you always get like some kind of new mechanic. Like some are better than others, admittedly. But like going back to Tyranny of King Washington, when you have the different powers, and like now in Jack the Ripper, you have the fear gas or fear toxin or whatever you want to call it, and I like the fear stuff. And I'm surprised something like that hasn't been incorporated in sooner, because I think we said this previously. I think it was on the podcast that you joined me on when we were talking about the AC movie. The idea of the assassins really would have used fear as an intimidation tactic. You know what I mean? Scaring the crap out of your targets and the enemies. And And I'm glad it's finally been done to some degree. The idea of using fear, the assassins using fear as a weapon, which kind of fits into their philosophy of hiding in the shadows and then striking without being seen and leaving without a trace. And I do like the fear mechanic, I must say.
Yeah, it definitely, I think it fits, and especially fits for their targets and things, but having the ability to make civilians afraid and things like that doesn't exactly scream assassins to me. It definitely screams more Jack the Ripper, you know? Like, the reason behind the fear mechanics working so well is that Jack has the city in the stranglehold of fear, and everyone's afraid for what's around the next corner. Yet the assassins don't want everyone to be afraid, they want them all to feel safe. So I can understand why the assassins would use fear on their targets and on guards. So it's like a non-lethal way of getting rid of them. But being able to like exploit this kind of fear that everyone has, it's interesting. I'm not so sure that I think it fits all that well with what the assassins would stand for.
Yeah, as what they would stand for as a symbol, realistically, most definitely. But as a gameplay mechanic, you think, yeah, it would work. You know, infiltrating an area and trying to scare the hell out of your threats. But I think with Jack the Ripper was probably the best chance to actually really utilize such a system because again you have the two sides of the coin. You have Jack the Ripper who's just trying to raise hell and chaos and get everyone scared stiff. Well, then you've got Evie who uses the more passive element of fear. So you've got the two different parts of like two potential sides of the same coin of using fear as a weapon within the franchise, and I don't think we'll ever see it again. I think it'll just be this with Jack the Ripper, but it's nice while it lasted, and the visuals are great with the smoke, and it's a fun mechanic to play with at the end of the day.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. Now, Wayne, last time you were on, Cole96, of course, a good friend of ours, asked us he asked you if you thought that Syndicate would make all you Brits proud and would do England well. So, what do you think, Wayne? Did you think that Syndicate did you Brits proud?
Yeah, I think for the most part, like there's one or two cheesy lines there, like from the crowd and little NPC chatter, and I think, oh no, you know, slight stereotype from some of the basic NPC recordings every once in a while, but as far as the feel of Britain and England and the way the primary characters, Jacob Evie, Starrick and Thorn and some of the other supporting characters goes, that it was a lot of fun, and I think they really captured the heart of the humor. Again, like I said it previously, the humor in that game is brilliant, and I don't think you could get away with it with maybe only AC4, like that kind of era could get away with that kind of humor. Or those kinds of quippy one-liners which are meant to be serious, but you just can't help but laugh at the way they're delivered and presented. And some of those lines, Greenie, it's gold. Just sorry, it's just thinking about it just makes me laugh at the end of the day. And yeah, it was really funny and really well represented in my opinion. It was a good laugh.
Now, this was something that we actually talked about quite extensively on this podcast before release. What did you think of Evie's chameleon ability in action?
I don't mind it. I think, in all honesty, it's a bit overpowered. I think. Honestly, it didn't bother me. I think probably the one thing that bothered me, it was just the way the mechanic was set to the controls. Like if you just sat there, you were immediately invisible. I wouldn't mind if there was a toggle for it, so I can activate it and deactivate it when I want. But apart from that, I didn't really have a problem with it. I thought it was a tad bit overpowered, and they could have put a cooldown on it and a time limit of how long you could use it just to balance it out a bit. But I thought it was all right.
Yeah, I thought that in action it wasn't nearly as bad as it sounded simply because you're moving so often. I think that I was barely staying still long enough as Evie for it to actually make a difference, being able to go invisible when I'm standing still. So I think that was a good choice for them, that they made it so that it was only while you're standing still that you went chameleon mode.
I think one of the major issues with it was like it kind of it kind of puts corners and hay bales and some of the mechanics and ways you approach the enemies in the game are a bit redundant as far as Eevee goes. You start to utilize them with Jacob, but as far as Eevee goes, it kind of hay bales kind of became pointless unless it was really a challenge. I think just to balance it out, they could have put a limit on it. Like, okay, it's assigned to a toggle like you would do with a multiplayer ability. So you had to press one of the triggers to activate it, and then it would last 30 seconds or something or other. Then there would be like a cooldown on it, similar to the way the Jack the Ripper scream would work in the Jack the Ripper DLC. Like you used that, and then there was a cooldown to it. So you couldn't constantly spam it and spam it and spam it and get everyone scared. I think they could have potentially done that with the chameleon ability, but as far as that goes, it didn't really bother me all that much. I didn't lose any sleep over it going, oh my god, this is so unfair, so unbalanced. But that's what we got, and it's all right at the end of the day.
What did you think of the modern day in Syndicate? Because we talked about this a little bit when you were on last, with the whole playing as ourselves for a modern day protagonist. Personally, I really enjoyed the Syndicate's modern day, and I really liked that there was an expansion upon that in Jack the Ripper. What did you think of that?
I've pretty much kind of agreed with what you and Luma had touched upon last week with some extra bits. I mean, I think the modern day, but what they laid down in Syndicate was the foundations of like, right, okay, we've officially finally introduced this new major plot point. The idea of using the Shroud of Eden to reanimate or will resurrect a precursor body, and then Juno's evil grand scheme is to take over that body and inhabit it herself. And it's like, right, okay, we have got the foundations for an antagonist in the modern day. We've got a new Vidic, and now let's run with it. Now there's so much potential going forward into the future, and I pray to God they introduce third person and actually have some combat and do something with the foundation that they've set up. And I really hope that it's not left to first person view or intel videos. I mean, the way they did it in Syndicate was really interesting. The idea of using these drones, I thought that was a fun mix up. Like you watched all this stuff through little portable drones, but we need some more meat to this modern day stuff. Now you have the big bad, a new antagonist in the modern day right around the corner, and go nuts and have some fun with it. But as far as the modern day in Syndicate goes, I enjoyed it. It was good watching. I pray to freaking God Rebecca isn't dead. I'm just going to say that. I'll be devastated if it's just like, oh, she died. Because if you are going to kill her off, I would have at least done it in game, like actually see her die. Just to be, it's like, right, okay, we can have a big dramatic end cliffhanger here, but we know it's a cliffhanger ending, and whether she'll live or die, and we'll just have to wait to see what happens in the next game.
Yeah, we know she was retrieved from that little temple area, but like she could have easily succumbed to a wound. So I don't want anyone to think that just because of that Jack the Ripper intel, which said that she managed to get out. I don't think that she's necessarily as safe, and depending on what the writers of the next few games want, she could very well not appear in any more games, which I think personally would suck, because her interactions with Sean are some of the greatest in any of the AC games.
Yeah, like the interaction with those two are just brilliant between those two characters. And funny enough, I had the luxury of meeting Sean Hastings, Danny Wallace in London just before Syndicate launched, and it's just like when you just talk to him, it's like that the humor is there, and it's like, oh, the comedy and the banter and the way that you think that they fancy each other a little bit without a doubt. There's a bit of flirtation in there, but if they are going to kill off a modern day character again, like we've seen Lucy go, we've seen Desmond go, Vidic's gone. If they're going to kill any more off, we need some new blood. We need some new mainstays within the modern day storyline, and really start building on it. And especially with Juno coming right around the corner, and the way they did the Helix Rift glitchy thing over in
Yeah,
World
yeah,
War Two.
yeah, yeah.
I thought they were really cool. I thought that was a lot of fun. Listening to those as you progress through that, and I enjoyed that whole section of Syndicate, which I failed to mention before, was brilliant and a great surprise as well. Because I played the Syndicate like a couple of days before launch, and it was like, oh my god, like right out of left field, and I didn't see that coming, that was a lot of fun and a nice surprise when I was playing it.
Yeah. Wayne, are you working on any videos and or projects that you can tell us about at the moment?
I took a bit of a break after Syndicate, just to enjoy Christmas and play some of the games that are coming out. But I am getting back into it. I've got one in the works which should be out Christmas Eve. So at the time of recording this, it should be out in the next day or so. But once this has been released, it should be out. Don't want to spoil it. My voice is hoarse because of it, and if you've seen one of my previous Assassin's Creed specials, like special videos from 2013, the multiplayer Christmas Carol,
Oh,
something like that,
okay.
and I've really enjoyed making it, and I swear to God, I hope people find it funny. I really do. Oh God, I
So,
can't say anymore. I don't want to spoil it, but let's just say it's a giggle, and you will be laughing at me.
okay. All right. Have you been playing any games recently? Are you looking forward to any games?
Oh, but Fallout, been playing Fallout 4, really enjoying that. I've got the Witcher 3 expansion sitting there. Like, we talked quite a bit about Witcher 3
Yeah.
last time
Yeah,
I
we
was
did.
on, and I've had the expansion sitting there for ages on my PlayStation 4, and it's like, right, I need some time to play this. So after Christmas Day is done, I'm going to sit down and play that. I've already played Jack the Ripper. I'll go and finish that off, and now it's just waiting about 2016 to see what comes around the corner. But I've really been enjoying Fallout 4. Great game. A lot of fun to play, building stuff like that. Like, building stuff in that game has taken up more of my time than actually playing missions and campaigns. But that's what I've been playing. What have you been playing, by the way?
I've been on vacation for the last few days, and before that I had finals, so nothing at the moment. But I'm going to return to Fallout 4. I haven't finished that just yet. I've been playing some Don't Starve. I've returned to that one indie game, which was free on PS Plus a few months ago. Really enjoying that.
I'll go at Rocket League.
Yeah, I've been enjoying Rocket League too. They added that new ice hockey gameplay mode, which is a ton of fun. And of course, also been playing Jake the Ripper. I don't think I've got 100% on it, but I have done all the side missions and the collectibles and everything like that.
Yeah, I'm working my way through doing all the collectibles and slowly working my way through the map. And some of those extra side missions, the way they've mixed some of them up is really nice. While they still keep some of the basic core mission structures of the original game still there, like, you know, scaring everyone in the fighting arena, I thought was great. The way they've done some of the letters and the From Hell letters and some of the crimes. They reworked some of the murder mystery mechanics in some of those side missions is really, really fun as well. Trying to work out the trajectory of throwing something, I thought was great as well.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Very CSI.
Yeah, I think that the way they utilize the Driftful Crime mechanics in Jake the Ripper were really well done. Because you haven't played the Driftful Crimes, have you? Because you're on Xbox.
Oh no, I'm on PlayStation 4. I whizzed through all those Dreadful Crime missions. I love them.
Okay.
I'm absolutely devastated that Xbox don't get them because some of them are really, really fun and really, really
Yeah,
enjoyable.
For some reason,
Absolutely travesty, like they're an exclusive, which is, oh, that frustrates me. The idea, like something as enjoyable as those missions is exclusive. Oh,
I think I'm friends with you on PS4. I don't know why I thought you were on Xbox. That's okay. Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with you. The Driftful Crimes were amazing, but it was interesting to learn that it's more than likely that the Driftful Crimes mechanics were actually used for Jack the Ripper and then added into Syndicate, which actually makes more sense as being like a console exclusive, smaller DLC. Personally, I think so.
yeah, I'll agree with that.
Thank you for sitting down to talk with me, Wayne. It's been a bit of a shorter episode this week, but it is a bit hectic with the holidays.
Yeah, Christmas season, all that mad stuff. I've got to ask, have you done your Christmas shopping?
I have Amazon works well. I just ask Amazon to wrap it for me, and then I get it a few days later. It's brilliant. I love it.
You lazy bugger. Like, part of the fun is going out and getting it, and then, especially if, like, me, I'm crap at wrapping presents, and so, like, when I'm wrapping stuff for my wife's Christmas presents, like, and she will see them underneath the tree, and she looks at me with such disdain, going, "You've wrapped that, haven't you?" Because I mean, serious, it's just an absolute mess, and like, there's just sellotape and stuff. It looks like a fur ball of wrapping paper. It's just an absolute mess, and it's part of the fun. Part of the fun of going and getting and part of the anguish as well, going through all the shopping malls and buying all the presents. It's bittersweet. You lazy bugger, outrageous Amazon cheater.
maybe next year, I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. But for now,
just try and go and get your mum a present like 2 days before Christmas without hurting someone in the street. Or imagining you would hurt them. It takes a great amount of skill.
So, thanks for sitting down with me, Wayne. It was great talking to you. We'll have to get you back on again sometime.
Absolutely love to. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, Afty.
And now, where can everyone find you, Wayne?
Everyone can find me at youtube.com/Wayne Davis 89. Same on Twitter at Wayne Davis 89. And you can find me at those two places for videos, content, lols, and fun.
I'm Aftermath1231. This has been Animus Island, and I will see you all next week.